Hello there, band director friends. This is Dr. Jeff, and I know it's the end of the school year. I'm on vacation. I've got my hat, got my crazy shirt. The sun may be out, but it's not right now because it's like 9:30 p.m. But I've got vacation to do. I got the beach to do. I got grass to mow. Have all these things. I'm not thinking about that four-letter word, B-A-N-D. But I just want to put this out there kind of quickly. I hope it's going to be quickly. As you prepare for that summer activity, and even the fall activity, but specifically the activity of marching band. I know you put thought into the music and the drill and all that kind of good stuff, the uniforms, all that's probably already planned out. But don't forget to spend a little time thinking of how you want to start. Okay, and by that I mean, what kind of warm-up activities do you think you need to do with your group? Okay, and I hope the answer is not, well, I went to this corps show or this rehearsal and I heard this particular drum corps this summer. They did this as a warm-up, and therefore if I do that as a warm-up with my group will sound as awesome as they do because we're going to do exactly what they did. No. Or maybe you went to a workshop and you heard some goofball like me saying, this is the way you must always warm up your brass players, your wood. You would never find me doing that. I would never say exactly do this all the time. In fact, I'm about not to do that. But whatever, spend a little time. Warm up needs to have three things. I've done this for trombone, but this is kind of incorporating the whole band idea. So a lot of people use what it comes from the Remington trombone warm-ups. Oh, did you know that? Yes, that thing a lot of people say, oh, the concert F thing. Yeah, that. But it was originally from trombone professor and getting his students to do things a certain way. So I want to take us back to those roots. First of all, first thing, after you do breathing exercises, you can find another video of mine on breathing. And there's all sorts of other stuff on that you can find too. But after you've done that, which you should do before you do what we're about to do here. I've already done mine. But before you do that, do breathing. Okay, so now you're on to first aspect of warming up, long tones. What is a long tone? For me and for colleagues, I will kind of throw this out. Brandon Jones, euphonium, Air Force Band. I was giving a clinic that to my students a few years ago, and he mentioned this, and it really got me thinking. And it's profound in a way. Warm up is to warm up the air and get the airflow going. So a lot of times we think of warm-ups being, or long tones being on one tone, one long tone. Not necessarily. So let me just give you a couple of quick variations. In a long tone exercise, I want to stress the breathing that I've already done via breathing exercise. I want to incorporate that so it becomes something I do on the horn, not something that's abstract from, I must do the breathing exercises, then I will do this. They never relate. No, everything you do, the sequence of from getting out of the horn out of the case to the beginning of the rehearsal, all should sequence accordingly. So you want the air to flow. You want to be free. You want your students to listen to what they're sounding like. Don't just say play and let's go for it. Tell them the why of the long tone. Match pitch. Listen to your sound. Concentrate on your breathing. So, with that said, these Remington warm-ups are usually in two-note sequences. F to E flat, F to D, etc. chromatically. And then you go up or down to B flat. You can do them in different ranges for different purpose, but it's a different story. So, the F to E. As a trombone player, these were designed for that one flow of air. So you want 2 notes in one breath. You also don't want to change what the breath is doing. And this will go for any instrument, okay? I think as we transition from this to being a trombone warm-up to one used by the button pushers, that's everybody else, that we became obsessed with being exact with it, like note, next note, note, next note, no, okay? The air continues with the 2 notes. For instance, I'll tap this off. Breathe. So forth. Now I know that would irritate the snot out of some band directors. Trombones change exactly. I'm staying on one stream of air, and that is, I think, the one of the main goals, or the main goal of a long tone, is to keep the air moving. Someplace else on my what do you call that thing? The YouTube channel and the what's that thing goes with? Yeah, the web page. Technology. I have one on variety. You don't have to do the same thing all the time. You go up, you go down, but you might want to take that same idea and go. Or variations are endless. One stream of air, though, that's what we're going for. Okay? So one stream of air. Personally, I would prefer that you do not do these with a metronome. But I think my feelings on that are on another thing I've written and or done a video. So look that up. But you got your long tones. Plan out how you're going to do them. And let the students know why you're doing this. Okay? You can do them at different volumes to help increase their airflow, to help increase their dynamic range. Okay, so you can crescendo as you go into the next note. You can decrescendo. There's so many different. Change it up every time you do it, so that they don't get bored. Okay, and they don't become mindless and go warm up number 1. And that goes on. They go, I'm warmed up now. No, you're not. You sound like a goose. So. Why, how they listen. Okay, so there's the thing. Next thing, lip slurs. You've done your long tone, lip slurs. Go slowly at first. An exercise like that, it's easy, it's basic, it's also slow. If you hear that they're having trouble going up and you hear them tonguing a little bit, and they're doing it to make you happy so that they don't stop playing and you really don't ever notice, and then you think they're lip slurring, and then I come into your band room and I go, what is that? You say, oh, it's a lip slur. But they're not slurring. Okay. Listen to see if they're having trouble going up, have them descend first. Yeah, you can do that. It's legal. If they have trouble with that, with going up on a lip slur, this thing right here is for your brass players. You can have your woodwinds play the exercise so they've got the sounds in their ear, and then you can have the brass buzz, and you're listening for, again, a constant stream of air, kind of like on a long tone. If I hear and a break in the sound, that's not what I'm after. After that constant stream of air, constant sound. Again, have your woodwinds play, brass hear the pitches, they buzz on their mouthpiece, but go slowly. Better to go slowly if you're starting rehearsals in the month of June, like some of you do, or you may have even started earlier than that. But go slow now, okay? They don't have to play, they don't have to do that yet, okay? But once you've done slow lip slurs, then you want to do flexibility. Flexibility is a fast lip slur. But still, listen, if they're cheating, no lip slur. Maybe that's something that needs to be developed. So start it slowly, kind of keep a little record of how fast you did it each day with the group. Kick it up a little bit so that they make some, you can hear and they can hear the progress that they've made, and that'll start creeping into their playing too. Oh, wow. Actually using something they're doing in a warm-up. Long tone, lip slur. The third thing you want to do is incorporate some articulation. Now I'm going to do a separate video on articulation later, but just to get them started, a scale of the week. I know, yeah, there are more than just the scale. I've even heard that very recently. Oh, we don't do the, there's more scales than, we just do one. We just do the scale. Thank goodness the teacher of that child lived all the way across the country and I can't get to them and hurt them. Okay, but yes, you could pick a scale of the week, a scale of the month, a scale that relates to the piece of music you're about to play. And just something simple and easy, not too fast here at the beginning. Crockett doesn't like it when I articulate or lip slur or play high. So that was him. Okay. Change articulations so that they get a little bit variation there, and also it helps them with the process of articulation, like I said, which I'm going to do a separate video on because I don't want to make these too long. And this is already like almost 15 minutes. Okay, and that's it. So your warm-up exercise, the actual physical process of warming up to play, shouldn't take you 5, 6, 7 minutes. That's about it. Okay? If you say, well, I have a warm-up and I have to go through it, and we go through a 45-minute warm-up before we play, you're no longer warming up. You're wearing out. Okay? So just to physically get all of this going, get the brain working, that's all it takes. Long tones, lip slurs, articulation. Got them going? Move on to the next thing. Now, if you expand the long tones into the upper range and the lower range, then you're working on skill set. If you work on different articulation patterns, different skill set, different variations of lip slurs, faster and slower, different skill set. You're advancing the playing capabilities. But just the warm-up, if it's more than 5, 6, 7 minutes, you're now practicing. You're doing something else. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but please don't confuse the two. Yeah, if you have to do a 45-minute warm-up every time before you play, you're not going to play an awfully lot in the real world. Okay, just that's the way it is. All right, before we get all the way to 15 minutes, that's a good cutoff spot. Once you kind of get these ideas done, you can communicate those to the students very quickly. You can say, I'm going to start on concert F, and you can sing the pattern that you're about to do to them. F, E, F, F, E, E flat. You can sing what you want. You can say lip slur, and you can sing that to them. Go, ba da 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 dee dee dum. They play it back. If you're worried about singing on pitch, don't get paranoid about that. But you can once they know the basic ideas, you can communicate those to them before they do the actual process every day in the group. If you need to write things down, okay, that's fine. In the sacred packet that is pertains only to your group, and no band ever has ever seen warm-ups just like those. But there you go. And you might say, well, what about intonation exercises and chorales for balance and stuff? Yes, those can come after I've warmed up the horn. Okay, whatever that instrument is that they play. So, long tones, lip slurs, articulation. The 3. All right, so plan a little bit of that out. Have some fun with it. Before you go into rehearsal, know what you're going to do based on what your group sounds like and where they are, what they need to do. Okay, some will be able to start with a little bit more advanced things right off the bat. Others, going to need to be, I got a real young band this year. Of course you do, they're all in school. I got a real young band this year and they're all freshmen. Well, then you don't need to do things too quickly, too soon. Okay? So, good luck with it. Enjoy your vacation. Take some time. But as you're laying there on the beach going, what about a warm-up? Don't think about it too much, but just a little. And it doesn't catch you off guard come June 1st or July 5th or August 15th, whenever you start back. All right, have a good one. If anything you need from me, let me know. I'll try to do it for you. Unless it's too far away or I find you irritating. I'm just kidding. Or am I? All right, that's it. Bye.